The Palworld fail train just keeps chugging along. How bad could this game possibly get? Now, a lot of people in the gaming community, there's a lot of autism there, and they said from day one that, hey, this is just a complete copy of Pokemon. No one, of course, took them seriously because they're just autistic people shouting out words that they hear. But it has come to light that a large chunk of Palworld has actually been copied directly from Nintendo games, that's right. And we're going to focus on the creatures here, not the rest of the game. I can't really compare the rest of the content in the game because the game it's awful. It's a basic game, it's badly made, it's a children's game. I'm not going to sit there and go through it. No normal person should. But what we will focus on are the creatures used in the game, the pals. Now it's surfaced that these pals are an exact splitting image and clone of the ones used by Nintendo. That's right, they stole all of the Pokemon, just changed the names, changed their art style up just a little bit and threw them into the Palworld game. There is no mistaking the resemblance between the creatures in Palworld and Pokemon. These are not minor copies, these are huge, exact splitting images, but hey, the official Pokemon characters have got 2 horns and the Palworld characters have got 3 horns, but they've got the same color, the same art style, the same body shapes. They're just exact splitting copies of the official Pokemon ones, which is hilarious. I could not believe that they actually legitimately just copied Nintendo's work, word for word, artwork for artwork, and just stole it and called it as their own. Then threw it into a game, a very badly built, a very poorly made game, and then decided to charge $30 a piece for it. And then of course all of the people on the spectrum spent that $30, bought it, and hey, they were living out their stolen Pokemon fantasy. And of course Nintendo knows all, and Nintendo never forgets. And Nintendo has a very impressive legal team. Now, Nintendo will of course do something about this, and they have 2 options, but we don't know what they are. They can take the legal route through the courts, do all that sort of thing, but that sort of approach is usually reserved for other corporations, other businesses, and not just 10 random guys who put out a game in their studio apartments and shoved it onto a dying platform known as Steam. And it has come out that one of the Palworld developers, yes, he works at a 7-Eleven. He should have been there watching the registers, stocking the shelves instead of stealing Pokemon's artwork, but oh well, what did you expect? Now this dumpster fire was of course incredibly obvious to me, but not everyone is as gifted as I am, so oh well, that was suck it in and spent that $30. Now Nintendo can always just send hired goons after the developers of Palworld, and I think that will be the more than likely approach, so they don't have to take it to the courts, but they could also do that as well. But Nintendo's got some very good quality goons and they can get exactly what they want. Nintendo is a billion-dollar company, and you obviously just stole all of their artwork. Like there's no coincidence, it's not a maybe. You 100% just stole everything from Pokemon, threw it together in a cheaply made, crappy game. You threw it online and then you wanted money for it, and you kind of deserve what you get. So anyway, we're waiting for Nintendo to drop the hammer. It is definitely coming. If I was stupid enough to have bought Palworld, I'll definitely be getting a refund right now before you lose all your money. However, Nintendo could also go for the route of trying to legalize the game, which is a possibility. I'm not throwing it out there that it is impossible, but there could be some tiny slither where Nintendo could actually get around to licensing this thing somehow, as this has been a great advertisement for Pokemon and Nintendo overall. You need only look at the Steam player charts, 2 million players, and you can see exactly how popular this thing has been and how it is absolutely shredding up all of the gaming news media. And it has been extremely interesting to see all of the big gaming media come out in support of Palworld as they try to connect with the gaming community. You know how it is, they are desperate for those damn views. So just for a bit of a takeaway, yes, Nintendo can drop the legal ban hammer anytime that it wants, because Palworld stole a lot of content from Nintendo, a whole ton. Basically, at least half of the game has been completely and utterly stolen. So Nintendo can drop the ban hammer. Will they drop the ban hammer? We don't know, but I think it's more of a question of just when, not if, because it will definitely come. Nintendo ain't no bitch. Oh, and the developers, well, in the short short term they may be okay, but in the long term this is probably one of the worst things that you can do if you wanted to ever get into game development or the gaming industry. So not only did you decide to steal someone else's hard work, but you then decided to sell their hard work as your own hard work, and you made a boatload of money off it. This will definitely kill any sort of career you think you may have in the gaming industry. And of course, Nintendo is big mad, and Nintendo has plenty of money, a huge legal team, and lots of goons. You should have just released your game as a free crappy mod instead of trying to make money off it, and that is where you did the big wrong. You stole from Nintendo and Nintendo mad. And thank you for watching.